Hi everyone! Today in this tutorial we will learn how to crochet such a cute hanging basket that you can use for many things, for example some bathroom stuff or for a plant pot, or if it's a big size then maybe for kids toys or for anything you want. To crochet such a basket I will use 7-9mm t-shirt yarn, a 6mm hook, a needle with a big eye, scissors, and 3 stitch markers. I hope you will enjoy my tutorial in crocheting this basket. So I wish you a cozy time and let's start! The base of this basket is just an ordinary circle. The size of the basket depends on the size of a circle you make in the beginning. As you can see, I've made my circle already and I've made 6 rows in the circle. You can make any size of a circle you want, but I think I would advise you to make first the same size as I have, to make the same basket as I will make now, so you would understand the principle of crocheting such a basket, and after that you can make this basket any size you want. If you don't know how to crochet such a circle, here is my video about how to crochet a perfect circle. It's very detailed and clear, so I'm sure you won't have any problems with it even if you are a beginner. So crochet your circle and come back to this video. We will continue crocheting our hanging basket. So you have finished your circle and now we are starting to crochet the first row of the basket. In the first row of the basket we will make just one single crochet into each stitch from the last row of the circle. Everywhere just one single crochet all the way around. Yeah, and as you can see, we insert the hook the same way as we did it when we crocheted a circle. We insert the hook in the middle of the single crochet from the previous row. This was our last single crochet in this row, and all rows in the basket we will join the same way as we did it in the circle. By the way, if you have any troubles with unraveling such seamless joining, here's a link to my video how to do that. And now you see that our circle is bending. This is because we didn't make any increases in this row. For example, in the last row of the circle, we made 2 single crochet into one. Not just in the last row of the circle. In the whole circle we made it many times, 2 single crochet into one, This is an increase, and in this row we didn't make any increases. That's why the circle is bending now. But also look at this side. That looks much better than this one, as for me at least. So I want this side to be outside of the basket. That's why I need to unbend my circle in the opposite direction. Like this. So now it will be outside of the basket, this side. And we continue crocheting the next row. We crochet completely the same way as this one. So we just make one single crochet into each single crochet from the previous row all the way around, and join it the same way. Before we will join this row, let's put a stitch marker on the first single crochet of this row. In the next row, I will tell you why we need this stitch marker. So now let's join this row the same way. And in the next row, we will do all the same steps, and we will make one single crochet into each single crochet from the previous row, except this last single crochet where we've put our stitch marker. Into this single crochet with the stitch marker, we will make 3 single crochet, 3 into 1. So let's start. And the last single crochet from the previous row left, the one where we put our stitch marker. Now we can take it off, and into this single crochet we will make now 3 single crochet into 1. So we will increase the amount of stitches to get our drop shape. The second one into the same place, and the third one into the same place, into the same stitch. So now we've made here 3 single crochet into 1 single crochet from the previous row. And we also can put the stitch marker on the second single crochet in the middle of these 3 single crochet, so on the second one. And now we join the row the same way. So in this place where we've made 3 single crochet into one, our basket will start getting the drop shape. Because in every next row we will increase here, making 3 single crochet into one. In the next row we will decrease the amount of stitches of the front part of the basket. For that, first we have to find the center of the basket. The center will be approximately at the same place where we increased these stitches, where we made 3 single crochet into one and where we have our stitch marker. So to show you better, I will use my hook. So this is approximately the center of the basket. Now we should take the same amount of stitches on both sides from the center. I think in my case it will be good if I take 6 stitches here and 6 here. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On this one I will put now a stitch marker not to lose this place, and 6 stitches on this side too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now when we will start crocheting the next row, here we will start decreasing the amount of stitches, and here we will finish. Do that. And now we start crocheting the next row, making 1 single crochet into each single crochet from the previous row until we get the first stitch marker, and then I will show you how we will decrease the amount of stitches. So in the next stitch we have the stitch marker. Now we can take it off, and now we will start to decrease the amount of stitches. For that, first we insert the hook into the next stitch, as always. Hook the working yarn and take a loop. Now we insert the hook into the next stitch. Again, hook the working yarn and take a loop. Now we have 3 loops on the hook. We hook the working yarn and push it through all loops on the hook. So we've made 1 stitch out of 2. We decreased the amount of stitches. Also try to make this loop on the hook as short as possible, not to get such big holes here. Into the next one, we do the same. Insert the hook, hook the working yarn and take a loop. Then again insert the hook into the next stitch, hook the working yarn, take a loop, then hook the working yarn and push it through all loops on the hook. Into the next ones, we do the same. Until we get the next stitch marker. And last 2 stitches left. Take off the second stitch marker and we decrease the stitches the last time. So in this part, we've just made twice less stitches than it was in the previous row. And now we continue crocheting just 1 single crochet into each single crochet from the previous row, the same way as always. Until we get the very first stitch marker, where we will increase the stitches again, making 3 single crochet into 1. And now you see that in the next stitch we have a stitch marker. That means that here we will make 3 single crochet into 1. We will increase the stitches. One, the second one into the same place, and the third one. And we again place the stitch marker on the second stitch. Here we also have the last stitch of the previous row, so we make the last one in this row the last single crochet. And we join the row the same way as we do that always. This is how our basket looks like now. Now it's getting this drop shape a little. In the next row, we will make one single crochet into each single crochet from the previous row all the way around, and in this stitch where we have a stitch marker we will make 3 single crochet into one as always. So into the next one we make 3 single crochet into one because we have a stitch marker here. One, two, and 3. We again place a stitch marker on the second one. And we finish this row. And join it as always. Now you can already notice the shape of the basket is becoming as a drop. And the next row we crochet the same way as this one. 1 single crochet into each stitch from the previous row and 3 single crochet into this one where we have a stitch marker. And 3 single crochet into one. Here we will not put a stitch marker anymore because this is our last row. And we join this last row the same way. You see now these holes are not so big because of the next two rows. And now we will start crocheting the border of the basket and the loop that we will use to hang our basket. For that, we will insert the hook into these holes between single crochet under these stitches, like this. Then we hook the yarn, take a loop. Then we insert the hook under the next stitch, hook the working yarn, take a loop and push this loop through this one. Into the next one the same way, take a loop and push this loop through this one. Now here we got this 3 single crochet into one, and from this place you see the next stitch is one of these 3 single crochet. So from this place we will start crocheting the loop. For that we crochet several chain stitches. How many chain stitches to make depends on the length of the loop that you want to get in the end. I will make 20 chain stitches. For that you hook the working yarn and push it through the loop on the hook. 1, 2, 3, 20. So this will be my loop. If you want it bigger or smaller, then make more or less chain stitches. And now insert the hook under the next stitch here, hook the working yarn, take a loop and push this loop through this one. Now you should insert the hook into the same loop, but from the other side, from this side, like this. And now we start making single crochet into each chain stitch. So we insert the hook into the first chain stitch, hook the working yarn, take a loop, hook the working yarn and push it through both loops on the hook. Just make an ordinary single crochet into each chain stitch. And the last chain stitch. Now we insert the hook here under the next stitch right into this hole. And make a single crochet. So this is a single crochet that we just made. And into the next one. Also a single crochet here inside this ring, inside the loop. And now continue crocheting the border. We insert the hook under the next stitch. Take a loop and push it through the loop on the hook. And to the next one. Until you get the beginning of the border. So this is our last stitch. And our loop is ready. If you like the loop the way it is and you want to leave it like this, then just leave here a little tip and cut the yarn. If you want to make the loop like this, then leave a long tip, maybe around 50 centimeters or maybe even longer, so it would be enough, and cut the yarn. Now we pull out the yarn and we need to finish the border here to make the last stitch. I will use for that a needle with a big eye. So first we insert the needle under the first stitch of the border, like this. And now we bring the yarn back to the same place where it comes from. So here's our yarn, it comes from this place, and we bring it back. To make the last stitch of the border. Now if your tip is the same far from the loop as mine, then we need to bring it close to the loop. We can do that with this needle just pushing the yarn under the stitches inside the basket. And from this place we can start wrapping the loop by the yarn, and the yarn must be face out. And do it as much as you want. And then from the back side, use a thin hook. For example, I have 4 millimeters. To push this tip onto the yarn here. And the rest of the yarn you can just cut. And our hanging basket is ready. Like I said in the beginning, the size of your basket depends on the size of the circle that you make in the beginning. So in this circle I've made 6 rows, and here I have another basket. In this circle I've made 5 rows. So you can see the difference of the sizes, and also you can experiment a little with the shape of your basket. For example, here, if you remember, we've made two first rows of the basket without any increases. Here, we started to increase only in the third row. In the first two rows, we only made one single crochet into each stitch from the previous row. So you can make more such rows without any increases first, and then start to increase in any row you want. Or you can make only one row without any increases and then start to increase right away. You can also choose a moment when you will decrease the amount of stitches here. All this will affect the shape of your finished basket, so don't be afraid to experiment. I hope the tutorial was clear for you and you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, write them in comments and I will try to help you with all I can. Please support me with your thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click on the bell to get notifications about new videos on my channel. Thank you for watching and see you soon!